Welcome into Fighting's Final, everybody. I'm Big Al. What is going on? You can catch me at Big Al Sports with a Z, of course, at the end on X, Twitter, whatever the heck you want to call it nowadays. 160 games, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. 2 more games left in the regular season, and as you can tell, I'm ready for Red October. We're going to look at these games. We're going to dissect this game. We're going to dissect what's left for the rest of the baseball, rest of the what could be for Major League Baseball, but Phillies do win tonight. First game of the last season series, last home season series, last everything against the Minnesota Twins. Phillies win it 3-1. Great pitching performance tonight by Aaron Nola. One mistake, but that was it. One blemish. Great to see going into the postseason because this will be a last start before then. He's going to have a little rest now with them being in the first round bye. And overall, just a great pitching performance. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a little nerve-wracking with the just being a lot of home runs, but not so much small ball because the team was playing such good small ball for a while there. I really hope this is just, everybody getting back into it. Harper had a sickness. We haven't had Trey Turner, but I'm hoping that, we don't get cold. I don't want to see what happened last year, but we take it one step at a time. Nola was good, but Duran almost blew it. Listen, man, that's the life of a closer. That's the life of a guy who throws like he does. I'm not as worried about him as I would be worried about Nola going forward. But Nola did have a great game, Star Wars, so it was good to see. But like I said, 3-1. That brings the Phillies to 95 wins, matching last year's totals. So the best they could do is 97 and 65 on the season. Minnesota Twins dropped to 69 and 91. And like I said, it's Red October time. Like I know probably some people like, I'm not gonna watch the game tonight. What are they really playing for? They are playing for some stuff. Is the best record in baseball technically in play here? Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one, but we're gonna look at the bracket. We're gonna look at I think the bracket's updated right now. Okay. Right now it is updated, so we'll look at that as well. But it Phillies baseball, man, and I want to look into the postseason. I want to get your guys' thoughts on some things. I do feel a little uneasy because they were playing so hot, like just looked like they could not hit the ball, and lately it has not been like that. But like then again, they mashed the ball like crazy the other night. But it's all home runs. I mean, 8 home runs in a game is not going to happen in the postseason. It's just not going to happen. And if it does, great. Is it going to happen? It's not going to happen every game. The announcer, Jake Snola. You're saying jinxed? Is that supposed to be jinxed Nola? Yeah, I mean, that stuff happens. Nola can jinx Nola on his own. But guys, again, welcome to the Fighting's Final on the It's a Wrap Sports Network. A lot of stuff lined up for you this weekend. Of course, tonight, Friday night, you got the post game and the wraparound coming in about an hour and 15 minutes with Pat Bernard. I'm pretty sure Pat Bernard is on the wraparound tonight. I don't know if I've said that for sure. Usually I got Mikey Laro kind of popping in the middle of my broadcast here to kind of get you guys ready for that, but we'll find out. And then the post game tomorrow, as well as Penn State versus Oregon whiteout game, is going to be a big one. So you got me tonight, Pat tomorrow. So you got Pat tonight and tomorrow, and then Matty B on Sunday for your last lineup for the regular season final. Then you're going to start seeing tag team matches of the crew taking on the individual postseason games. We'll have that schedule once we figure out what the Philly schedule will be in the coming days. So we will keep you guys up to date on that. And you get to see me and Matty B go back and forth, or Pat and Matty B, Mike and me, whatever, Steve and Pat, or Steve and Mike. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a mixture. We try to do two hosts for the postseason, just to kind of get two opinions looking at it and make it really interesting. So this is your last Friday night with me, and hopefully maybe the last Friday night in those god awful blue and yellow uniforms. I don't mind the hat, but I hate the rest of the uniform. It just doesn't seem right to me. I know I've said it like every time. Nola could have got a perfect game. He could have he did have a really good. Listen, I mean, I'm gonna take things with a grain of salt in this one. I mean, this is one of his better outings he's had in a while, so this is the best time to have it. It's not a great team, but this is the best time to have it. And if he's going to pitch like that on our 3-hole or 3-spot, 3-game, third game, or whatever it is, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. That's what I can look at that. But guys, like I said, there's a lot going here. And we're going to look at the postseason as well, the schedule, because we will not have a game till at least the 4th of October at this point, until the wild card series is over. So we're going to look at all this. But let's break down this game for what it's worth right now. 3-1 Phillies victory. Aaron Nola with the win, and Duran with the save. Aaron Nola's ERA is at a 6.01, but this wasn't his best year. Injuries, all that stuff. So hopefully he's getting healthy and right at the same time. So let's look at the box scores real quick. Harrison Bader was in the leadoff at 1 for 4 tonight with a strikeout. Schwarber was 1 for 4 with a run scored and 3 strikeouts. Bryce Harper was 1 for 3 tonight with a walk. Bomer was 1 for 3 with a run scored, an RBI, and a strikeout. Marsh was 1 for 4 and 3 strikeouts. Remuto was 1 for 4 and 2 strikeouts. Castellano was 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Bryson Stott was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Mundo Sosa, the hard-hitting, power-hitting Mundo Sosa, right? Who thought we'd be saying that? But there we are today. What's he have, like 4 home runs in 3 games or something like that? 3 of them came in 1 game, but still, I mean, he's hitting hard, and that's what you want to see. And he just got back from being on the injured list, so that's also a nice positive. But he was 2 for 3 tonight with a run scored and an RBI. Coming in the 9-hole, doesn't matter where it comes, as long as it comes. That's what I always say. At 31 at bats, 3 runs off of 8 hits, 3 RBIs, 2 walks, and 12 Ks, which that's a little bit, kept us out of the game a while. Twins pitching kept him off balance for the most part until he made a mistake. I think it was in the 5th. I think Ryan, it was in the 5th. I'm pretty sure. But let's look at the pitching because it was all Aaron Nola. I mean, Aaron Nola went 8 innings, 8 solid innings with only 2 hits and 1 run. And one of those hits was unfortunately when he left in the middle of the plate and went to a home run. So, give them their 1 score, and their 9-hole hitter, who was Vasquez, just seems to play well against the Phillies for whatever reason it is, but he does. But 8 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, which was earned, which was that home run, 0 walks, 9 Ks, which puts him past Robin Roberts' strikeout total for Phillies franchise. Squeaked him right past it. So that was a kind of a momentous night for him. A nice way to end his regular season, which wasn't great. Let's just call it for what it's worth. His Aaron Nola's season wasn't great. It wasn't a great season for him, and he knows it. You know it. I know it. We were all upset with it. A lot of people were wondering if he lost his stuff. I really think he had a lingering injury, and rib injuries when you're a pitcher is a big problem. So if he's getting healthy right now, it could not come at a much better time. That's how I look at it. So, and it's the only way you can look at it at this moment in time. And that's how you should be looking at this game or looking, at this moment under the microscope. Like I said, we have 2 more games, 160 games. We have this Saturday and Sunday, and that's it. And it's Red October, baby. Now we have a little pause because we have the break, and let's kind of look at that in a second. But because I kind of want to bake this all into the Broad Street Bottom Line. But before we get into that, I want to remind you, Broad Street Bottom Line is brought to you by the great people here at the It's a Wrap Sports Network. I always get there. You go. It's a Wrap Sports Network. Let's look at it. We got props, locks, and parlays with Mike Laro. No pressure sports betting. That's right. You can have fun. Put some shillings down on a game, and no shillings. Just do it to brag about your friends that you can predict sports futures or whatever it is you want to do. Join Mike Wednesdays at 7 to talk props, locks, and parlays with Mikey Laro, my man. Pat Bernard and Steve Fuentes back at it again, tag teaming, the attacking third, talking Philadelphia Union Soccer. Don't forget Birds Blast with Kyle Quinn. That's right, the Birds Blast with Kyle Quinn. With him and Matty B breaking down what just happened in Eagles previously and what's going to be looking forward to, which is, of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers big weekend. Both teams 3-0, and you will see if Jalen Hurts can get the Todd Bowles monkey off his back and win one in Tampa Bay on the road. And speaking of, I said it earlier, Happy Valley Huddle with Mikey Lauro, Penn State football post-game show. And I believe this is the whiteout against Oregon, so that's going to be a great one. Don't forget Sundays at 9 a.m. with Pat Bernard and Mike Lauro and myself doing PM and AM, because your Sundays will never be the same again. You will need church when you're done with us. And, of course, the final word, Sundays through Thursdays with Matty B, talking everything in Philadelphia sports in the day and his bright and sunny disposition about Philadelphia sports. So I'm sure it's going to be always, it's always positive stuff. And don't forget the post-game show with Birds Flyby with Tampa Bay Buccaneers this Sunday with our boy Stevie Fuentes breaking down Eagles Tampa Bay Bucks. It's going to be a great one. And don't forget the newcomers, Gridiron Weekly here at NFL and NCAA football, breaking down everything that has to do with pigskin in college and the pros, and also the Pittsburgh Sports Desk, talking Pittsburgh sports for you fans on the other side of Pennsylvania. And then, of course, Steel City Sundays. That's right, pre- and post-game Steelers for any of you Pittsburgh Steeler fans. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. And, guys, like I said, let's take a trip down the old Broad Street bottom line. Bottom line is it's red frigging October. That's your bottom line, right, guys? I mean, these games mean something. And the next couple games mean something, but it's a little break while the wild card part goes, and then they got to get back at it. So they got to not cool off, because right now I fear there's been a little of a cool off. It's been home run or nothing, which this team has seen and failed by. So we don't want that. Star Wars is hoping Schwartz gets the record. Mike, I saw this and I have to comment on this. No. And let me say it one more time. No. Dancing on My Own is on standby. Leave it on standby permanently. I do not want to hear that song. I hear it on the radio or comes across Spotify at work or something. I go and turn it right off. I think there's bad juju with that. I don't need that. It hasn't worked yet. Hasn't helped. It's not like we won 2 World Series and we're going for number 3 here, and it's been playing in the background. That thing has been haunting me, and I do not want to hear it. What's up, Big Al? Great Phillies game. Great win. Listen, every win's a great win there, Adam. It's great to hear from you and see you. But what does this win have? Like the small storylines, and of course, Aaron Nola passing Robin Roberts. Of course, no, Mikey. That's a big thing. Aaron Nola having a good game. The pitching looking really good. I mean, I know Duran wasn't, lights out or anything, but that's closing baseball. Like, listen, he isn't, if you couldn't think, listen, nobody's automatic. Guys get rocked. We've seen it, but he hasn't gotten rocked, really. He's let up some saves, but nothing I'm gonna worry about. If we have a closer, and I'm happy to say that. If you think your closer is going to be perfect, then why would you have a closer? You should be able to close the game out if every closer was perfect. That's what makes baseball baseball. It's a romantic game for that reason. But Phillies win it 3-1, go to 95, matching last year's win totals. So that makes it, we can only do better than it did last year. But of course, as we all know, regular season baseball is great. Postseason baseball, where it's at, you see me, I'm beaming with redness right now, because it's Red October. This is my time. And Mikey, if you're still listening, you know what you're in store for if we're doing post-game shows together, brother. You know the pacing, especially if we're together watching the game side by side. The manic nature of Big Al, it changes, guys. You watch a lot of post-game shows with your boy Big Al here. Friday nights was Fridays with Al, right? We were doing our thing. We were having a good time talking Phillies baseball. Me complaining about the blue and yellow uniforms, but it's time. This is where Al gets, twitchy. Every little, watch him grip the ball. I feel like he's gripping the ball. He's not locating the ball. I'll be all over the place. I am going to be all over the place. Mike Lauro can contest that. It's funny. It's comical if you're watching from the outside looking in. In my head, it's not. There will never be another Brad Lidge. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you think that's going to happen, if it could happen, that'd be great. So he goes perfect from here on out. I'll be happy. That's all that matters to me at this point. Be perfect. Make your mistakes now before the postseason starts. And when it's Red October, baby, perfection is where I want it done. But 2 more games left. Like I said, you got Pat, you got Matt. They're on the call, and that's it. 162 games will be in the bag at the Fightings final. And I just got to put this out there. Great job. I haven't been on the show as much as I normally am. Might see my face a little bit more. I might not leave Friday nights. I might continue to go forward. We'll see. We'll see. After Red October, maybe we'll have some more to talk about. I kind of like this little Friday night slot. For those who are hanging in, talking sports, even after a Phillies game, look at the head of the Eagles stuff. Like, might keep this Friday night spot. Maybe I'll work the wraparound a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. No promises. We'll see. Go Phillies. What's up, Ricky and Adam? I switched to another level during the playoffs. I react pitch by pitch. Anyway, well, that's fine. That's acceptable. Like, I know I'm usually the guy on here going, guys, 162 games. We kind of like just got to temper some expectations a little bit. But no. Not in postseason baseball, man. No way. No how, dude. I'm counting every grain of dirt on the mound. You know what I mean? I don't think it's cleaned up. That home plate's dusted off enough. I'm going to be upset about it. If those hot dogs aren't sweating enough in the stands, I ain't happy. I am just zoned in, man. I am locked in to Red October. And that's okay. It's good. That's the time, Adam. That's like all the bitching and moaning I hear from people throughout the year when they're not doing great or somebody's not doing great or they're only doing it by home runs or whatever it is, the complaints come in. I get a little, I'm like, all right, guys, we gotta turn it down. It's okay now. It's okay as of Sunday afternoon, evening, whatever it is. That then you could be on every pitch. And you could worry to your purple in the face. Because, Adam, that's what postseason baseball is. I mean, guys, it's 162. This 162 games, I'm going to say it flew by, but it felt like it did. I mean, I don't remember starting. I've been here almost every Friday night with you. I think I only missed 1 or 2. You know, I had to switch one. Okay, I remember switching one where I went from one time to another. But now it's okay, Adam. And I know who am I to say if it's okay or not? You want to hang on every pitch in June? Go right the hell ahead. Who am I? But you're going to sit there and you're going to have a heart attack before August. But no, now. That's why I love October. October, man. For sports fans, for the weather around here in the Delaware Valley, I love the weather. I get to chill with the hoodie on, rock the red. You know, I don't wear red enough unless I'm wearing Phillies, and I love this. But it's perfect weather, not too cold, not too hot, usually. You got Phillies baseball, Eagles football ramping up, the start of hockey and even basketball, if you care about the Sixers this year. I will not invest in them emotionally at all. I'm just not going to do it. I mean, even if they try to suck me back in and get like on a tear, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it at all. Until they win something completely, I don't care. I don't care if they make it to the championship. I don't want to hear it. But this is a great time of year. NCAA football's going. It's just, and you know, I coach football, so I'm in the midst of it now. You know, I'm halfway through my season by tomorrow afternoon. It's pretty crazy. I feel like I just started. That's the beauty of October coming up. And we're not even there. 9/26. We have 4 more days of September left. So that means after the Sunday, baseball gets a little reprieve, get to lick their wounds, but hopefully they don't get cold. And you can simulate games all you want. Nothing's like Red October. Nothing. And I hope they're not sitting there waiting for it to turn it on. It needs to get turned on way, way before. Locked in, man. We're here. It's now. Let's do this. But let's do this. Let's take a trip around the bases, and we're going to break down all the postseason possibilities. Guys, we're going to take a trip around the bases. Sorry, I'm not that up there. What's your record as a coach this year? Right now, we've had kind of a slow start. We were 1-2. Looking to get back on it, get back in the winning the win column today or tomorrow. But I will keep you posted. Thank you for asking, Adam. And if you ever want to, just follow me on my Facebook page, Clifton Heights Rams, for you Delco people, Clifton Rams. Check it out. I even do a little show on Sundays off their Facebook page to talk about, just what happened that week. Just help the kids love it, man. They enjoy it. They like something when they talk about them. I remember when I was in the newspaper playing high school ball, it was like my mom saw the clipping, so I remember what it was like. So I wanted to do the same for them. But thank you for asking, Adam. But taking that trip around the bases, let's see their scores today. Final is 12-1 walloping. The Cubs clubbed the Cardinals 12-1 today. The top of the ninth right now is a barn burner. White Sox are 10-9 over the Nationals right now, the top of the ninth. The Phillies, of course, 3-1 over the Twins. The Yankees right now are 7-4 in the bottom of the seventh over the Orioles. The bottom of the eighth, the Blue Jays are up 4-2 over the Rays. Bottom of the eighth, the Rangers are up 7-2 over the Guardians. That's one to watch there because there's guys jockeying right now. The Mets are down 6-2 to the Marlins. Top of the eighth. The Tigers are 3-3. Tigers are 3-2 right now to the Red Sox in the bottom of the eighth. There's a delay, time to be determined for the Pirates and Braves game. They are now locked in at 5-2. I guess they don't care if they get that game because I think they're both eliminated. So what's it matter? Reds and Brewers locked in bottom of the fifth, 1-1. That is another game to be watching for you Phillies fans. Probably one of the most important ones. Still to go tonight, 9:38. 9:38. First pitch, Astros, Angels in L.A. Dodgers in Seattle. It's another big one to watch. 9:40 p.m. start. Diamondbacks and Padres start at 9:40. Royals and A's are at 10:05. And at 10:15, the Rockies and the Giants. So that is your trip around the bases. So let's do this. Let's look at this. I just downloaded this right before the game started. So I think it's fairly up to speed right now as of this afternoon. This is your postseason picture. As you know, we will get the bye. If this was to end right this second, Dodgers would be taking on the Mets, and then that winner of that game would be taking on the Phillies in the NLDS, starting in Philadelphia. The Brewers would get the first round bye, of course, and take on the winner of San Diego and the Cubs, and then in the NLDS, and in the American League, Seattle would have the bye, and Detroit would take on the Guardians at this moment, and the winner would go to see Seattle in Seattle for the ALDS. And right now, it's a heck of a wild card for the American League with the Red Sox and Yankees. Will be battling it out to see who would be taking on the Blue Jays in the ALDS. So already starting the Yankees in Boston to get it going. That's a big thumbs up probably for MLB getting to start with that. So that's be interesting. So right now it would be Mets, Dodgers, Phillies, Padres, Cubs, Brewers representing the National League 8 and six. I'm sorry, 8. 6, and then the Tigers, Guardians, Mariners, Red Sox, Yankees, and Blue Jays representing the American League 6. So there is what your postseason picture would look like at this moment in time if everything was to end right now. And let's see. I think they have your scenarios here. I want to break down these scenarios for you. And also, just so you know, let's see. The Thursday night, they actually have the schedule. So we would be going National Wildcard 3. We actually don't have our first game until just had it. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. October 4th. So Saturday. It'll be a week from tomorrow. Would be our first game in the postseason. So we would have about 6 days to lick our wounds and get back at it. So that's what that looks like. Where's the scenarios at? You just give me the bracket and the schedule. Usually they give me the scenarios. Well, that's annoying. Sorry, guys. I usually get the scenarios when I get that, but let me take that down. But yeah, guys. I mean, that's what we're looking at right now. We can still technically get the 1 seed. That was the other thing I was going to look at. Let me pull that up right now. Right now, the Brewers are 96 and 63, and we are 94 and 65. They would have to lose out. We would have to win out. I mean, it's pretty much what would have to happen. And even then, yes. So that would pretty much tie us at 96 and 65. Um, so and they have to lose tonight, so they still have to lose their game. So they would be 96 and 64 at that point. So we could still win out. I mean, I guess it makes a difference. Would you prefer at this point to see the Dodgers or the Mets, or would you prefer to see the Padres, or the what was the other team? I just completely blanked out. Um, Padres or the Cubbies. Personally, I don't know. I think I might be all right where we stand. I mean, listen, it's postseason baseball. It's anybody's game at that point, but I I'm not like super worried about it. I mean, are you? Are you guys super worried about 1 seed versus 2 seed at this point? You're locked into the 2 seed. You can't have that taken away from you. Right now, the only spots not locked in are your third wild card spot. There's no way. The Reds are 1 game. So here's the thing: is Reds win tonight. It's big for postseason lookout. Brewers drop a loss, drop one into a loss column, which helps us a little bit, and they would be a half a game behind the Mets. And the Mets are still playing, right? Let me see. Okay, so the Mets lose. The Mets continue to lose the Marlins tonight, and the Reds win against the Brewers tonight. They would be tied. I think the Reds have the season series, so that would actually move the Reds in to the and knock the Mets out of the postseason. Would you guys prefer that? Personally, I would. I would like not to see the Mets go. I'd rather see Cincinnati. You know, but that's me. I They just struggled in New York. I don't want that in their head when they go there. Cincinnati's kind of a neutral site for me in that sense. Um, and I mean, they have some good starting pitching, the Reds. But after that, nah, I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about them at all. So if they were able to beat the Dodgers, anybody makes it to the NLDS, they're going to start being hot because they've already played baseball the way through. And there's something to be said about teams who have to fight a little harder in the postseason to get to the postseason. But they also can burn out quicker. We saw it with the Phillies in 2022. They kind of got sizzled out. So there's that plus minus with it. So, I'm just trying to look here. I just love how they still put the Rockies are 39 games behind the Mets right now. So, mathematically eliminated. Anybody, I guess, is San Fran? I guess they would be. They're 4 games out, right? I mean, I'm just trying to think how this would work. Anybody over 2 games out is mathematically eliminated. I guess for the most part. Just doing the math here. Usually they tell you, right? So St. Louis, Miami, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Washington, Colorado. Is San Fran mathematically eliminated? I think so. But American League, Tigers are holding on to that 3 spot. When they were a hot team, everybody thought they were going to be like the team to beat, and they still could be. Don't get me wrong, but kind of dropped off a little bit. Houston's actually on the outside looking in. They were sitting pretty in their division for a while, and they fell off. I mean, they're 4-6 in their last 10 games. The Tigers are 2-8. They really did fall off. The Yankees are 8-2. They've been playing some hot ball. Mariners are playing hot ball, 9-1. Cleveland's playing hot ball at 8-2. The Blue Jays actually fell off a little bit, 4-6. They just had a nice lead. But the American League also, the other thing is, if we were in the American League, we'd be the top in the American League from win-loss record. So with the Brewers. So a little tougher competition, American League. I mean, let them battle each other out, I say. What time is live tomorrow? For what? I already went over the schedule. There's a post game after the Phillies game and a post game after the Penn State game tomorrow. So, Ricky, there's your whenever those two games end, you will see the It's a Wrap Sports Network live and doing what they do best, entertaining you and talking sports. Can you say if you feel Rob made bad decisions that would cause the Phillies not to win the World Series? Bruce, my man, Bruce Bryce Harper, right? That's what we call you. Do I feel? Can you say if you feel Rob will make a bad decision? I mean, anybody can make a bad decision that could cost anybody a game or a series. Am I? I don't know. I don't feel as bad as I normally would. I mean, listen, I've never been on the fire Tomper train like some people have been. I've not been as uber critical as Tomper has been, or has people have been on Tomper, but I have scratched my head on some of the decisions he made. Bruce, I'm gonna be completely and utterly honest with you. I have been, but not of lately. I mean, they've been playing well. Now that they have a closer, I'm not worried about the bullpen and what he does with the bullpen and closer by committee anymore. I feel people have more established roles and I kind of know how they're going to be coming in. So there's that. So no, I'm not as worried. If I were to say, Al, what do I feel? Al, what do you feel could be the biggest difference? And right now is what I talked about at the beginning of the show is this team has been just mashing home runs for the most part over the last week or so. Now, granted, you had Harper had the flu or cold. Marsh had a flu or cold. Trey's been injured for most of the September. Sosa just coming back from the IL. Bohm just got back a little while ago, but he seemed like he picked up right where he left off from, so that was a good thing. But this team in the beginning of September or even August was playing really good baseball around, like small ball and mashing the long ball, pitching like they were just playing almost unbeatable. Really, that's what they helped them get the quickest in franchise history in their NL East championship, and for the second year in a row. So I think Tomper's like really low on my list for a reason to even worry about the Phillies at this point. I just hope what he can do, number one, and the staff can find a way to continue to harness them and keep their energy flowing while not playing again until you're off from your last game on Sunday. So Sunday afternoon, you don't play again until Saturday evening, I guess. So that's where I worry about things. Last year, he pissed me off. And I'll be honest with you, Bruce. Be big honest with you. That whole like flipping the bullpen on its head, like getting the guys who would be usually in the closing spots or later in the eighth and ninth inning, and flipping it on its head last year made no sense to me. It made no sense. It showed me he had no trust in this Phillies bullpen, and the Phillies just didn't play well. They got shellacked by the Mets, and embarrassed, just straight up embarrassed. So that's what I hope he can do in the pitching staff. Great show. I'll see you the Sunday morning on PM and AM. Absolutely, Adam. And if you want to find out about my Clifton Heights Boys Club teams, I do a show around 8 o'clock on Sunday nights. I'll post it on my regular Facebook page. We're friends, so you can check it out. I wish I was Bryce. Aren't we all there, Bruce? You feel? Yes, I feel we are playing better as Rob is letting us play more small ball, but I feel worried he could mess it up again, though we have so many stars. I mean, we've had many stars the whole time, and some people could sit there and say, well, as long as Rob just sits back and lets them do their thing, but he's managed them pretty well. I mean, and I think we give Tomper a little credit, to be completely and utterly honest with you, Bruce. And what I mean by that is he sat Castellanos, which he's never done before. him and the Phillies organization are they don't care how much they're paying him. They're just whoever's the best for this team at the moment. They are taking a hard night stance, hard line stance. And I just like how they're doing what's best for the team and not worrying about who's getting paid what or whose ego's out, who's not happy. Like I feel that way. And I think Rob just has kind of evolved. And you could just tell I haven't heard any fire Rob Thompson. When was the last time you feel this team really lost because of a Rob Thompson pitching decision, like a big loss or multiple losses? Like I really can't even think of off the top of my head. And there's any other year I feel like that was fairly easy to come off firing out. But I agree with you. I feel you make the good point about having so much time off could be bad because we are playing good right now, and even without Wheeler as he is hurt. Listen, man, we have been blessed with the sense that, I mean, most underrated Phillies move in the last 15, 20 years has to be Christopher Sanchez. I mean, he's an ace on almost any pitching staff. And you lose a guy like Zach Wheeler, one of the tops in baseball, and you still have an ace up your sleeve, literally. And Ranger does Ranger stuff. And if Nola pitches like he did tonight, we have to go 1-2-3 combo. And you have Luzardo and Walker Buehler, who's been pitching well as a Philly for the most part. So I don't like it is you move. I'm gonna say they're probably gonna move Walker Buehler to the bullpen, which I like it. So if anybody has a little, tight game or throws more pitches than we hope in a few innings, and we got to, pull, you can have a guy like Walker Buehler can go a few rounds. I mean, I don't know if I want Taijuan Walker. I don't even know if Taijuan Walker goes in the bullpen at this point. I don't know. Definitely join you Sunday night. Hey, yeah, Adam, talk to you then, buddy. It's always a pleasure. Bruce, also, I feel Dombrowski did a good job getting Duran as that fixed a lot with the bull. It's funny how one guy made a difference. Like, 'cause, I mean, we haven't made much of a change, and we're not going to have Alvarado. We know that, and honestly, he's been kind of shite since he's got back. He's been really not that dominant. He's gone, and I feel bad to a point, but I understand he's trying to do his best to get his edge, but he really boned us a little bit by doing that. I'd rather had him suck the whole time and let them go get somebody else, but it is what it is. And I feel he did right with Sanchez as he has been. Listen, let's see if he can hold up to the bright lights of postseason, man. We know how that is. We talked about this earlier. Adam, we talked about just living by every pitch, watching them grip the leather on the ball, how quickly they close the glove to catch the ball. Like, things get hyper focused. You're hyper focused on those things. So, yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. I live and breathe for Red October, so I'm excited, man. I don't want to. I hope I didn't seem like I look past this game tonight, but I mean, it's hard not to. You're locked in for the most part where we are at. 1 and 2 to me don't make a difference at this point. 162 games or 160 games in. Every Friday night with you guys, which, by the way, I want to thank you guys for joining me Friday nights. A lot of you guys come out to this, and I appreciate you. That to me means the world. It means that somebody actually gives a shit about what I said. I'm not just talking to the microphone and it's just falling on deaf ears. So I appreciate the interaction I get with you guys. Did you see the Mets loss to the Marlins? I feel that's good news, as if the Mets lose, it's always good. Oh, listen, a Mets loss is just, angel gets its wings type situation for me. Is that fine? Yeah, it is final. So that's awesome. And by the way, Bruce Bryce Harper, the Reds are now up 3-1 on the Brewers. So now, did only the Mets lose tonight? If the Reds hang on and beat the Brewers, I believe they fall into that third spot and the Mets fall out of the playoffs. That's how important these last couple of games are. So if you are a Phillies fan or a fan of baseball and and postseason baseball in general, there's a lot of scoreboard watching you could be doing right now. And Bruce Harper broke the first bit here on the show here with the Mets losing, but keep your eye bottom of the 6th right now. I guess the Brewers are up to bat. It is 3-1 Reds. So that is an interesting thing. And like I said, could be interesting for us because I would make us, 1.5 games behind the Brew Crew. So we went out and they lose one more this weekend. That could be interesting. That makes it better as the Reds are not evil, and the Mets are the worst, except for the Yankees, who I feel the worst and most evil of all teams. I like how even classified Bruce as evil. It feels that way. I mean, first part, I have a friend who's a Yankees fan, and I go back and forth with him all the time. I said, when were the Yankees really like the last time they were really that good? I mean, since they beat us in 2009. I mean, and they've had the payroll, for what we have as Phillies fans have bitched about payroll and having stars. They've done the same. And look where the Mets were this time last year. They were battling their way in. They squeaked in when battled an extra game in with the Braves, I believe it was. They got in the postseason and they went on a tear, man, and they made us look stupid. That is the important, that is what I hope this team gets up for. Didn't Cassie come from the Reds? If yes, then the Reds are a little bitty. Cassie was a Red, yes. Here's Matty B. 13 for 73, 178 batting average, runners in scoring position for the Phillies in the last 10 games. Don't grab your spot on Broad Street yet. No, Matty, and you're a little late to the game. So I was talking about that earlier in the show. I'm not sitting here picking my spot out, but I am going to get up and get excited for postseason baseball. No matter what the runners in scoring position look like, we chipping a chair situation. But I said that. I said over the last 2 weeks, they've been living a lot by the long ball again, which is not ideal. We've seen how that played out before. I just felt like they had a really good end of August into September, and then it's been more pitching has been doing the job, which is fine. You're going to see that a lot more in the postseason. But they are the runners in scoring position, and just the small ball baseball has definitely cooled off, and we got to hope it reheats back up. Now you're having a bye. I'm weird about the baseball bye. Call me weird, whatever. I'm not a big fan. I mean, unless a lot of guys are injured or really, like, it was going to be for us good for Zach Wheeler because like maybe he would come back, but it's not that kind of injury, so he's not coming back. So I would prefer to play baseball right away. These guys are, it's consistency. And think about it. If we were in the postseason, if we were in the wild card, most likely it would be here in Philly. No, but could be. So yeah, it could be here in Philly. So yeah, the bank would be rocking a little early. The juices would be flowing. So yeah, no, I get it. But I'm not grabbing my spot on Broad Street, but I'm getting prepared for war to do so. And I'm not counting this team out. I don't count the team out until it's out. I mean, sometimes like last year, the writing was on the wall earlier than the final pitch. But listen, nobody in this Major League Baseball this year. I really feel like the World Series championship this year is up for grabs. Like nobody's really blowing my doors off over here in the NL and the AL. So this could be the best time for the Phillies to strike, even though you lost a guy like Zach Wheeler. And it could be a storied season. That could be the story of the season, kind of like the whole Nick Foles, the Eagles situation many years ago. So not looking past it. And we talked about this at length before maybe you didn't jump on right away. So I agree with you. Could you please give your opinion why the NL batters don't have good batting averages anymore? I feel only Turner's hitting more than 300. It used to be many players hit more than 300. Pitching's changed. I mean, so many more guys are throwing 100 more. They try to make it a more hitting thing because that's what kind of was hurting baseball, because pitching was evolving. Guys throwing some, splitters and slurves and split finger this and this, that, and the other. Like there are so many different types of pitches nowadays. I mean, back in the day, it was fastballs, fastball, curveball. You know, this crazy knuckleballer come in here and throw you some crazy knuckleballs. You know what I mean? It's like That's why batting was a lot different. That's why pitching wins championships in the long run, because you can shut down the big boppers. And there's a game like where 30, guys hitting 300 wasn't a crazy feat, but now it's like if you're above 300 at the end of the season anymore, that's like a huge feat, and played most of the games. That's a gigantic feat. And I think it's not just NL. I think it's AL too, Bruce. I think it's baseball, and I think that's why they tried having the the humidors. They wanted the balls to fly out of the yard more. I think they were trying to change it the one way, and then people like offense. We're gonna make that happen. Looks like the Red Sox locked in their playoff spot too. Let me double check, see if I got locked up yet. Hold on one second. I think they did. I think they clinched. They are clinching or clinched. Hold on one second. Why is it not refreshing? I think they locked up their spot today with their win. I don't think it registered yet, but I'm pretty sure with their win they did. I feel you're right about the AL. Many players are hitting more than 300 compared to the NL. Pitching has changed. Coaching at the lowest level has changed. It's all about launch angles and uppercuts. An uppercut. Fundamental baseball has been crushed. Matty, I'm not kidding at all. I'm not disagreeing with that. But pitching, guys are throwing heat like crazy anymore. Guys don't go as far anymore. You get a lot more pitching changes. And yes, the fundamentals of baseball have gone to the wayside. And I agree with that. Analytics was always part of the game, even back in the day. Guys were better left-handed, better against lefties or righties. That was analytical. That's analytics. But now, agreed with you. Launch angles and this, they're trying to process all this information in a split second is difficult. But then on top of it, you're trying to process this information on a split second where a guy has some funky ass moving at 99, 90, 100 miles per hour, 101 miles per hour. I mean, the guy didn't do we saw that 20 years ago, 25 years ago. It was like one or two guys were just these crazy, high heat throwing crazy guys. Now there's a lot more of them, but it's also like super elusive. Like it's like control has gone to the wayside. As long as you could throw the ball real hard, nobody cared about anything else. So yeah, pitching itself has evolved, and the types of pitching and all that stuff. It's all part of it. And you're not wrong. That's probably the other side of the equation. What you're saying. And coaching, like they have all analytical departments. And they're just feeding these guys information like they're robots, and they're not. There's got to be an eye for baseball. Agreed. But guys, that's going to do it for me tonight. Spend a little extra time with you. It's 10 o'clock. That means in about 30 minutes, you're going to get Pat Bernard on for the wraparound with Pat Bernard, or as we call it, the reach around with Pat Bernard. But other than that, guys, remember, check out all the great lineup here at the It's a Wrap Sports Network. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I'll see you guys Sunday morning, most likely. Other than that, have a great night. Go Phils. 2 more games left in the season, and it's Red October, baby. Let's bring it on. See you then. Have a great one.